Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Novella. Today is Wednesday and that means I'm talking about the books that I've recently read and the books that I'm about to read. So Sunday I've read this little novella. It is it's Boulder by the Catalonian author Eva Baltasar and it is translated into English by Julia Sanchez, I believe. Yes, it is. And this is a story about a woman, a gay woman who is mostly unattached in a way. She lives her life, she works on a boat as a chef, she goes from place to place, is never really in a serious relationship till she meets somebody from Iceland. And yeah, the physical attraction is very, very strong. The relationship is somewhat profound, but they stick it out for many years, and at a certain point her girlfriend wants a baby, and that's where the whole story really emerges. And it is the question of, do you want really to settle down, or are you really a free woman at heart? And if you don't feel the need for babies, are you different than others, or is it wrong not to want any babies or whatever? That's a bit the story, if I can see it like that. That's the way I saw it. Let's keep it to that. And I really enjoyed this book. It asks a lot of very profound questions, and the prose is absolutely immaculate. It is brilliant. It is very, evocative and crisp and new and exciting to read. This is a beautiful novella that packs a punch and makes bold statements and makes a bigger impression than most 500 plus pages books. Very well done. This is a 5-star read for me. Then another book that I've been reading and I really liked it is by Kohda. It is Woman Eating, and this is basically about a vampire, a female vampire. She's partly human, partly vampire, and she has an eating disorder. And her mother, who is also a vampire, is struggling with Alzheimer's, but vampires don't age. So yeah, she has some peculiar problems to solve. This is a wonderful book about eating disorders, about coping with Alzheimer's and your parents, and it is funny at times, but also thought-provoking, and it is not bleak, but it's also very gothic, and it was a very, very fun way to pass an evening. I really enjoyed the company of this book, and I highly, highly recommend it. Then I also read this is of course the Dutch version, the first of the 4 Napoleon Neapolitan novels by Elena Ferrante, my genius friend. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a very fast-paced read. She really knows how to build a world and how to make Napoli come alive. I've been there once. And it really feels like that when you're there. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to 2, 3, and 4. Then a book that I'm planning to read is Zami, a new spelling of my name, a biomythography by Audre Lorde. So this is a little black girl opens her eyes in 1930s Harlem, weak and half blind. On she stumbles through teenage pain and loneliness, but then to happiness and friendship, work and sex. From Washington Heights to Mexico, always changing, always strong. This is Audre Lorde's story, a rapturous, life-affirming autobiography by the Black lesbian mother warrior poet. It changes the literary landscape. Really looking forward to reading this book. I have it for a very long time. And by rearranging my books upstairs, I came across this one. I was like, a little gem. So another book that I want to read is by Mikhail Shishkin. It's called Maidenhair, and this is translated from the Russian into English by Marian Schwartz. This is the story about Peter and a translator. They work at the border, and there are a lot of asylum seekers coming in, and they have to listen to their stories, and they have to make out if the stories are true, if they have lived them themselves or somebody they knew, if they were made up. And yeah, they also have their own stories to tell. So yeah, I'm really curious. This is Mikhail Shishkin's Maidenhair is an instant classic of Russian literature. It bravely takes on the eternal questions of truth and fiction, of time and timelessness, of love and war, of death and the word, and is a movingly luminescent expression of the pain of life and its uncountable joys. Really looking forward to it. I came to this book thanks to Sean of Travel to Story. So yeah, he has impeccable taste, and yeah, I really want to read this. So yeah, that's a bit it. So I've read a book about a lesbian who doesn't want to become a mom, about a female vampire with an eating disorder, and her mom has Alzheimer's. About two friends in Napoli, and yeah, and those two gems I want to read. I'm also reading Dr. Zhivago by Boris Pasternak. I know the story, thank God I know the story, because it's also very, very, very detailed, and there's so much detail in it that you really have to make an effort to see the bigger story. So yeah, I sort of enjoy, loved it at the beginning, but now it's getting very complicated, and yeah, he is losing himself in detail, and I'm not sure if this will ever be a 5-star. He really has to pull it together. But I can understand why it has won the Nobel Prize in Literature, because it was a very important story, because it shows that the Russian Revolution and communism isn't as rosy as they want it to be. So, yeah, that I can understand. But and the bigger picture, the bigger story, I really like. But it's so long-winded. So many names, so many uncles and nieces, and and then the uncle of the bookseller who lives next to the shoemaker, and yeah, Russian literature. It's an acquired taste. So yeah, that's it for today. I see you back on Friday. Then it's the 10th of the month, and it will be a 10 best of. So yeah, talk to you later. Bye-bye.